Hey, welcome back to the channel. DIY Dad here, and I don't know if you've had this experience or not before, but if you have kids and they shower, every once in a while you're going to come into a bathroom that looks like this, and you can see from the video, it's incredibly steamy in here. Now we have a fan that could have been running this entire time to take care of this, but of course, it almost never gets turned on appropriately. So today we're going to look at a switch from Lutron that automatically is going to turn that fan on whenever it detects humidity. First, I'm going to get out of this room, then we'll get started. Here we go. This is what we're going to be working with today. This is Lutron's humidity sensing fan switch. And it does a couple interesting things. One, it has this perforated section here where it's actually going to be registering the humidity in the air so that it can turn this fan on and shut it off as needed. But it also has functionality for working as a momentary timer switch. So if you're, how do I put this delicately? If you have somebody using the bathroom who needs to run the air exchanger for reasons other than humidity, it will work in that way as well. And there are controls that I'll show you on the side. These two little buttons actually allow you to set things like the sensitivity of the switch and how long the fan will run when the button is pressed. And that's just a momentary click to turn the fan on, and you can also override at any point and turn the fan off, all in one handy dandy switch. They've also kept it very simple from a wiring standpoint. You have your two black wires, just like you would have on any two-pole interrupt switch, and then your ground wire. That's all you have to connect to make this thing work. If you don't have a dedicated ground to connect to, they give you one that'll actually hook off of the outlet panel. It's this little wire on the side here. But for our install, we're going to be pulling out our standard fan switch, which is right here. You can see that turns my fan on and off. And we're going to be replacing it with this guy, which will sit in the exact same spot. Now this does use a paddle style opening, so if you have more traditional toggle switches, you will have to switch your cover plate. They do not provide a cover plate with the kit. Just the switch itself, assuming that you already have one or that you're doing a retrofit. So we're going to take this switch out. And this part's going to be pretty straightforward. It's going to be taking this cover off, pulling the switch out, and disconnecting the two black wires on the back, and then using wire nuts to connect them here. Now with any wire like this or any project like this, of course, you're going to want to drop the power to the room. That's going to make it very dark in here because it's night. I'm going to have a light shining on it. So I'm going to skip through some of that work from a video standpoint, and we'll touch back in once this is all hooked up and we'll show you how it works. It really is as simple as any light switch replacement that you've done before. They keep it very, very nice and straightforward in that way. So I'm going to get the power shut off, get this taken off, take the switch out. I'll wire this one in and kind of get it put in place, and then I'll turn the power back on and we'll preview how some of these settings on the side work. Here's our new fan switch installed. So I've got the power turned back on. Just again, like I said, just simple black to black, black to black, and then the green wire to ground. And it works just like a regular switch from a momentary perspective. So tapping it will turn the fan on, and that's going to then operate for as long as you have the timer set. Tapping it again will shut it off. And then the timer setting and the specifics of how sensitive this thing is are going to be controlled by these two buttons on the side. So if you look, there's two little detents here, and if you look right up here, there's four little lights, and those four lights have to do with how long this timer is set for. So see, it's in the second top position, which is 30 minutes. So it goes 45, 30, 15, 10, and then off. So if I press and hold, this will start to blink. And then once it blinks, I can use the up and down to change, or rather use the up in this case, to change how sensitive that is. So how long that fan is going to stay on. So if I want it to be half an hour, I just leave it there at the 30 minutes. And then as soon as it accepts that, you'll see this light come back on. That light will go solid for a second. And then that's going to be the setting that we're using going forward. And that's going to keep the fan running for that much time. So there we go. So now, turning it on, it would operate for 30 minutes and then it's going to turn itself off. There are some additional settings for the switch as well. There is a mode called air cycle mode that you can use if you're installing this in a location like a basement where you just need to run the fan occasionally and have it circulate the air To turn that on, you have to go online. There are instructions that you'll find on this QR code. There's a specific way to operate that. Everything else, however, has been preset for standard humid conditions. So a bathroom or a utility room or just a general household space, they've set the humidity sensitivity, they've set all of everything essentially for you. There are ways to adjust those settings, but those are going to be really on an as-needed basis, and you'll find more information about that on their website off the QR code here. They also give you a version of that QR code to install on the back side of the cover plate, just to make it easy to refer back to later. So a couple other things just to save you some of the frustration that I had experimenting with this, because I didn't read the instructions. So when you first turn the switch on, when you first plug it in, it goes through like a power-up cycle. It takes it about 20 seconds. During that time, it will operate the fan. So that's just going to happen. Once that cycle is complete, then it will settle down, the light will come on, and it'll shut the fan off. So just anticipate that. The other thing is when you operate the overrides, when you push the momentary switch, it shuts off the humidity sensor for 30 minutes. So if, like me, you were playing around with the momentary version and then immediately tried to add humidity to the room to see if it'll operate, it's not going to for that first 30 minutes. So whenever you do the override, just by default, know that humidity sensor shuts off for half an hour and then it comes back on, which is only really awkward when you're first installing it and trying to test it out. After that point, it makes total sense. If you're running the override, you don't need it to be checking for humidity for a while after the fan shuts off. Aside from that though, everything's pre-programmed as I said. It's pretty straightforward and easy to use, super simple install. So here's our finished product. Looks really clean. Again, just operates off a push button, and that will work on the timer. Now I tried to think of a way that I could film the testing of the humidity function of this, and you're just going to have to trust me that it works. There's no way to set a camera up while I run a shower and then have it magically work and have some other measure of how humid it is in here. It works. If it doesn't, contact the company. I don't make it, but it works here. So there you go. That being said, this is the end of a DIY dad project, so I of course owe you a dad joke, and while thinking about one, I ended up gluing my thumb and forefinger together. But don't worry, I'm okay. Remember, with any DIY project, it doesn't have to be perfect. Most important step is just to do it. Take care, stay safe. I'm going to catch you on the next one. Bye.